Here at the SFA campus, we have recently been graced with a new SFA Greek Life advisor. Who is this new face, you ask? Well, before I tell you, I went around campus with my cameraman, Daniel Carnefel, and asked a few SFA Greeks if they had heard the news.
I do not know who the Greek advisor is.
No, I do not.
I don't, no.
No, I do not know who the Greek advisor is.
After realizing that not many people know SFA's new Greek Life advisor, I continued to ask SFA Greeks what their thoughts were on what a Greek Life advisor's job is.
I believe it's a person that's there for organizations.
Cater to the needs of the sororities and fraternities.
We were able to find one Greek who was knowledgeable of SFA's new Greek Life advisor.
The new Greek Life Advisor is Derek Chronister. The job of a Greek Life Advisor here on the campus of SFA is a really interesting position. I personally feel as though they should look out towards the unity of our campus. We have a lot of individuals that are part of these organizations now that I personally feel could use some unity to work along with each other. That way, once we get out into the real world, not only within the Greek side of things, but just within corporate America, we'll be used to working within teams to better not only just the community around us, but also better ourselves.
So who is Derek Chronister? What exactly is her job? We invited her into the studio today to find out a little bit more about SFA's newest addition to Greek Life.
Welcome back, Lumberjacks. I'm Esteban Nambo, and I would like to welcome you to the first Jack Talk of the spring semester of 2014. Today we have invited Derek Chronister, our newest Greek Life advisor here at SFA, to give us a little insight on her new position. Welcome, Derek.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. All right, let's just start this off. Since you're new to this SFA campus, let the campus know a little bit more about what you do here, what your position is, and how everything works in the Greek Life office.
Well, I am the Assistant Director of Student Engagement, focusing specifically on Greek Life. So my job is to work with 3 of the 4 councils and make sure that all the chapters are functioning as highly as they can.
All right, and what brought you to SFA?
Actually, I came here because I knew other professionals in the field through various associations and camps and conferences, and I've always just had such high regard for SFA students and staff.
That's great to hear. And how much do you love being a lumberjack now that you've become a lumberjack and are part of this whole society we're a part of?
Oh, it's awesome. The school spirit here blows me away, and all the traditions and everything, and I still haven't learned everything.
Gotcha. Well, in the package earlier, I had the chance to ask a few Greeks on campus what your job description is, and they gave us some opinions and thoughts of their own, and most of them don't really coincide with what I think your job really is. So if you could just give us a little insight on what your job description is.
Well, to simply define it, I'm an advisor. I work with students from all chapters, all councils, and just help them make sure that their chapter is doing the best that they can, whether that's through educational programs about hazing or drinking or time management, just helping them to become better people so they can better lead their chapters.
All right, and you've been working with us for about 2 months now?
Yes, I started December 2nd.
Oh, awesome. And would you say it's been easy working with the Greek Life here, or has it been a little bit challenging?
For sure easy, because all of the students have been so helpful in welcoming me and breaking me in, you could say.
Cool. Did you have any help, or are you having help along the way right now?
For sure, all the staff and the student engagement are very, very helpful.
Okay. And what pushed you to continue to work with Greek Life through after your undergraduate phase of your college career?
Well, for me, being a part of Greek Life was something more than I think that the traditional student sees or gets. And working in the Greek Life office while I was actually an undergrad helped me see all sides of the equation. So I really got interested in that and want to continue working in it.
Where'd you work at before SFA?
Before I came here, I worked at Connor State College. It's a junior college in Oklahoma.
Okay. And what would you say is the biggest difference between that and SFA?
Biggest difference is that was a 2-year based on ag and baseball, and then this is a 4-year. And football here is huge, and Greek Life, and a lot more students.
Is there a lot more Greek organizations here than there was there?
Yes, most junior colleges don't have Greek organizations.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. And you wouldn't happen to have any funny little anecdote stories since you've been working with Greek Life even as an undergrad?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure in the next few months I'll get a story or two.
Oh, yeah. If I were a young undergrad interested in pursuing a career in Greek Life, where would you push me, or what tips would you give me to pursue my career in life with that?
I would definitely say be involved in college first. get a degree in whatever you want, and then probably look into getting a master's degree in higher education.
Okay. Were you heavily involved in college?
Yes, very much so.
What were you involved in?
I participated in Greek life, student government, programming board, various major and minor clubs.
All right. What plans do you have for SFA Greek Life? What do you plan to bring to our table?
My first goal is to get to know all the chapters and the people in the chapters, and then take a step forward and making sure that they know that I'm there to support them, and making sure that they understand that I'm a resource to help them.
Oh, awesome. I understand that there's a Greek week coming up, and like we're trying to make it all unified.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit more insight on that?
Right now we're looking at doing a more unified showcase, as you could say it, where a lot of students will share in the stepping or strolling, as they call it. They'll do a unified community service project, and we'll probably end up the week with some type of cookout or something supporting the Lumberjacks.
Do you know what dates that would be?
It'll be the week after spring break.
All right. Do you have any last final words for SFA?
I would just say go Greek.
Go Greek. Awesome. All right. Well, coming up next, we take a look into a unique gift shop right here in Nacogdoches, where the glass not only shines, but the people do there as well. See you soon.
And welcome back to Jack Talk. I'm your host, Savannah Fields, and today we're here with Miss Linda King talking about stained glass making and how it can not only benefit those who are artists at heart, but anyone who just wants to learn how to do something different. Hi, Miss King, how are you?
Hello, I'm great.
Hi. Well, now Miss King, what specifically is your job title at Glass Castles?
I am the gift shop manager, and I've been there for almost a year and a half now.
Okay, and can you give us a little history on how Glass Castles started doing any stained glass classes?
Well, I visited with Teresa, who is one of the co-owners, and she said that they actually offered a class to 3 individuals and invited them into their home when they lived in Houston in 1981.
Okay.
And then eventually they were doing Renaissance festivals, and then they moved to Nacogdoches because it was halfway between Houston and Dallas. And they started a little shop just across from the college on North Street. And I think that the college at that time was offering classes like in a craft studio or something. So they didn't actually start classes in Nacogdoches until that closed. Okay. And then in 1999, they opened the shop up on at 323 North Main Street. Sorry. And we've been doing classes, you know, we start with a date.
Okay.
And then we do 4 consecutive weeks where, like, if you start on a Wednesday evening, then you would come. Actually, we don't have Wednesday evening classes. If you started on a Thursday evening class, then you'd come 4 consecutive Thursday evenings.
Okay, so if I started on one Thursday, I would have to come every Thursday after that then?
For
4 weeks?
For a total of 4 weeks.
Okay, that's interesting. And seeing that you've been working there for quite some time now, an interesting fact that most people don't know is that Glass Castles offers the lessons. And so I just wanted to know, have you personally taken any classes?
Yes, actually that was one of the intriguing things about getting to work at Glass Castles was that they would teach me. So I talked my husband into taking a class with me. Okay. And we had this project that we wanted to do down the road, which was a trifold room divider, and we haven't gotten there yet. But we have been learning how to do stained glass, and I actually brought my husband's beginning piece with me.
That is so beautiful.
And Glass Castles actually has 5 different designs that we choose from. We have a hummingbird pattern, the angel, we have a Victorian jewel pattern, sunrise. Anyway, what the student does is they come in, and the class fee is $50.
Okay.
We ask that you buy a glass cutter from us, and we have a whole range of different types of glass cutters. We let you choose which fits your hand best. Okay. And then you pick out your glass, and your total cost averages out somewhere between $50 to $105 when you're finished.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not 50, 85 to $105 dollars. And then what you do is you learn how to cut glass. You do copper foil, When you go to an advanced class, you learn how to do actual lead stained glass, where it's like a lead cane strip that has cut out grooves where the glass actually fits into it. And it's a little bit different than this. That you have to putty to secure the glass. The copper foil actually is fitted right onto the glass. It's taped onto it, and then you put a chemical on it and you solder it together. And then you finish this up where we patina it, turn it this darker color, and then we polish it and we finish it up with a zinc rim. And you get to take home this beautiful little stained glass piece when you're finished.
Oh, that's interesting. And who teaches the classes specifically?
Currently, David and Teresa Darby, the owners, are teaching the classes. At some point, they told me I could eventually help teach. I don't think I'm there yet.
Well, speaking of Mrs. and Mr. Darby, unfortunately they were unable to join us, but let's take a look at the story that showcases Glass Castles and what it has to offer. It is a place where not only the glass shines, but also where the people who own the place sparkle. For over 30 years, Mrs. and Mr. Darby have lived in the Nacogdoches community and have brought the art of stained glass from a big city to a small town.
I hope the fact that there's not many stained glass studios around where people can come in and see people doing the work that will eventually go into churches and homes. I also think we're unique because we open ourselves up for people to have tours, and we work with tour groups so that they can make little projects to take home with them. And we do a lot of education of the stained glass, not just working. We teach, and then we have the supplies for people to buy so that when customers come in, if they want to learn, we'll help them learn what they want to and work on big lamps or make their own church windows or make their own front doors. You know, we want them to do what they want. And then we're also different because we have the gift shop, which includes stained glass that's made by the students that have come in and learned, and also things that are made in Nacogdoches, in Texas, and the United States.
With all of this going on, Mr. and Mrs. Darby are very involved in the Nacogdoches community, and it is through Glass Castles that they are not only able to give back, but also make a difference.
That it's very important for a business to give back. So we're very involved in the Chamber of Commerce, and especially Blueberry Festival is kind of the niche that we really give a lot of our time and energy in. And then we also feel like it's very important to be part of the church community. So we teach in our church, and we help church members. And so I just feel like that one of the things that we really try to do is give more than we get, but it's really hard to get ahead of that because we've got a great generous community to live in. So we're constantly receiving.
Well, you heard it first here. It's the place where the glass sparkles and the people shine even brighter. Reporting for Jack Talk, I'm Savannah Fields. Wow, Glass Castles is really involved in the community and has a lot to offer to the people of Nacogdoches. Now, I know you brought in a piece that your husband made. Could you tell us just a little bit more about that piece?
Well, I actually got to keep his piece. I gave mine away. So that was why I brought in my husband's piece. And I also really like it because he made it for me.
Oh, that's so sweet. What did the stained glass lessons teach both of you guys?
Well, for me it was patience. I always thought I was a patient person, but you cannot hurry soldering and you cannot hurry cutting glass. There are consequences if you do. And actually one of the neatest things that I learned while I was doing stained glass is that it's okay to make mistakes because you can always undo them. You just unsolder it and start over.
Well, wow, that's interesting. Well, it was great having you on the show, Miss King. I really appreciate you, and I really learned a lot about stained glass making. If anyone would like to learn more information about stained glass making classes or about Glass Castles, you can contact them directly at 936-560-3249, or you can go online at facebook.com/glasscastles.stainedglass. Coming up next, are you hip on the latest fashion trends? Well, we'll take a look at two young men who are not only making a name for themselves on the track, but also in the fashion industry, all right here on Jack Talk.
Back to Jack Talk. I'm Brianna Nicole.
And I'm Charles Rockmore.
Today on Jack Talk, we'll be talking about SFA's track and field members, Cass Brown, holding 5 records at SFA, and Jamal Peden, which is a 2012 Olympic Trials qualifier in the long and triple jump.
These talented athletes have styled Nacogdoches from being #1 on the track to becoming #1 in our wardrobe with these custom-made bow ties. Cass Brown and Jamal Peden, I'm glad that you could join us today.
Thank you for having us on the show.
Thank you. So, first let's just start off. You both do track, so what are the events that you do and what are the events that you do?
I'm a sprinter, so I run anything from the 60 to the 400. And Jamal?
I'm a long and triple jumper and occasionally sprint, not too much, but I stay in the sand. So.
Where y'all from?
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
And as far as making the bow ties, why bow ties as far as anything else?
I don't know, bow ties, just the way how we started, it wasn't an intention to, I guess, be into the fashion, but it just kind of happened that it's something both of us had in common. We both liked bow ties, and so we took it from there.
And I think we picked bow ties more because they're more unique than anything else. Bow ties are different types, different styles, and like there's so much things you can do with bow ties that normal people wouldn't do. It's kind of a stepping out of a comfort zone thing. So.
And even if you just like bow ties, you could just buy bow ties. So what made you want to just start your own business as SFA students?
Well, we were looking into like buying bow ties, and a lot of them are either really expensive or really plain. So we wanted to kind of bridge the gap in between the two. We have a lot of different styles and textures and stuff that a lot of people don't use or don't see in stores, like common stores. You have to go to like New York, a fashion capital or something like that to get things that are really different. So.
And when did you guys start making the bow ties?
About a year ago. About this time a year ago. So.
And is it like a mass production? Are you still doing them by hand, or how do you actually make them?
We sell them by hand. Each piece is custom made. We have done a couple pieces, duplicates, just because people wanted them, but mostly every piece is a different style. So.
How do you fund your own business?
It's all out of our pocket.
Yeah, it's all out of our pocket. So we're the only two on the team that are on full ride, so we fund it ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And does it get hectic? Like, what is your target audience for the bow ties?
It's kind of getting a little hectic now since we have a lot of media coming our way. So mostly people contact us through email, or some people just know somebody that know us. So.
In your general business, like who do you specifically make the bow ties to? Like, do you have a target audience that you're trying to get, or
not really?
Just anybody?
Because we have men and women's bow ties, and then I've done kids bow ties all the way up to grown men and then grown women. So
I say for right now, it would be the college students that we're around. That's probably our main focus when it comes to customers. But like you said, we've done all type of ranges. So.
Why do you think they come to you? Why do you think people that come to you? Why do you think they say, "I want a bow tie made by Cass and Jamal"? Why?
I mean, look at us now. But I don't know. I guess that's the interesting part of it. That because we didn't think. I guess going into it, we didn't know how big it would get. But it's brought up not just us, or not just the bow ties, but us individually, a lot of buzz. And so I'm not sure, but.
What if the business grows? Have y'all thought about that? What are the plans on that?
Right now we're working on a website, and we're actually gonna have a video made, like a promo video, made by Jocelyn Stevens. I don't know if you guys know her or not, but she's one of our good friends, so she helps us out with the marketing and the online side of it. So that's where we're gonna go, and then eventually we want to make a clothing brand, clothing line behind it. So that's where we're headed.
And I understand that you guys were vendors for the F&M Fashion Show, I believe 2012, so I know that probably got you a lot of business. And you said that you're going to make the website, but do you do any like other pubbing or events coming up? Do you have anything like that?
Not as right now.
The wedding?
Or the wedding. Is actually something. I was asked by a couple who have just been recently engaged to do the groomsmen in their wedding. And so that will be in March. I'm not sure, it'll actually be in Nacogdoches, Texas. So I guess that would be a way that we'll be able to market a little bit more and get our bow ties and the name of out there. So.
Yeah, and we'll also do the F&M fashion show again this year. Last year we didn't do it, but this coming up semester we'll do it again.
So making big moves, and I think I've seen something else about a basketball team.
Oh yeah,
there's a we're with the trainers. One of the head basketball trainer, she wants to get one of her video tech guys, one of the bow ties, and so just kind of keeping it school related that he can wear at home games, and so that's what the basketball is about.
Cool.
Are your teammates supportive? Are they with y'all?
Oh yeah,
yeah, all of them support us. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people come up to them because they just see track team, and so if they just see somebody on the track team like around campus, they'll ask them like, "Hey, I want a bow tie." I'm like, "No, this is number," because I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I know to get in contact with you guys at first. I was like, "Do y'all know the 2 track guys that make the bow ties?" I'm trying to get in contact with them.
Yeah.
Okay, 1:30.
Our teammates are very supportive though, and as well as our coaches and staff and stuff like that. So.
Can you tell us what you normally do in a consultation?
Normally it's just finding out, like he said earlier, just about the event that they're attending and what the purpose of what they're going to be wearing the bow tie at, and then really just finding the colors that they'll decide to wear, and then kind of from there, if they have an idea of okay, like this is maybe something that I'm looking towards, then we can kind of mold the bow tie into that form. Or if sometimes we'll get even just I trust you. You go ahead and make a bow tie, and we've had a lot of those.
So the people normally come to you with the fabric, or like, what if they want a certain fabric that you don't have? Do you go out and get it, or?
Most of the time we do. We go out and buy the fabric that we try. Like they'll tell us, and we'll try to match that idea with something that we can go buy.
Let's see some samples.
Well, I brought a sample here. This is for a wedding. This is a daytime wedding, so we kind of pick colors that are like neutral. You don't want to take away from somebody's wedding, especially the dress. If you take away the dress, it's pretty much the death of the groomsman. So we don't want to do that. So these are neutral colors we want to put together, and then we'll have this fabric, a smaller print in the front and then a bigger print in the back, just to change it up a little bit, draw your eye to it a little bit more, and then this neutral gray just to put it in the middle.
Okay, well, thank you, Cass and Jamal, for joining us.
Thank you.
That's it for Jack Talk. I'm Brianna Cole.
And I'm Chaz. Thank you for watching the show, and I thank you guys for coming. And